Hello everyone, this is Poonam Sagar from Indoindians.com, and now we are just less than 2 weeks away from the 6th International Day of Yoga. And in a build-up to yoga, on the Yoga Day on the 21st of June, we thought it was a great opportunity to talk to a number of yoga teachers and understand from their point of view what they think of yoga and how they teach yoga. And so today we have with us Rasika Krishnamurthy. Hi, Rasika.
Hi Poonam. Thanks for having me here.
So Rasika is new to Indonesia. She's been here for less than a year. However, she is an Ashtanga Yoga practitioner since 2010 and a career banker by profession. And after working in banks, she did her teacher's training in the Ashtanga Yoga Center in Thailand, in Bangkok. And ever since then, she's been teaching yoga. And now that she's moved to Indonesia, she's teaching yoga here as well. So welcome to Indonesia, Rasika.
Thank you. Thank you, Poonam.
So
it's a lovely country.
Yes, it is. We were just discussing about how lovely Indonesia is, especially the people in Indonesia. Yeah, it is a lovely place. How do you think of teaching? I have so many questions for you. So, I would first like to, because you're a banker. And how did you just get into yoga and teaching yoga?
So, to be honest, I was fortunate to be introduced to it when I was much younger by my parents. But given, academic rigor and work and all of that, I somehow was away from the practice for a while. But it was only post-pregnancy when I personally started facing a lot of health injuries, a lot of stiffness. And it's a little unfortunate how a lot of us come to yoga like that, having problems, having pains, seeking solutions. So that's how I got back to the practice. And I think given the mental stress, the anxiety, the lifestyle issues that a lot of us face, and having seen that side, I felt like yoga was a very holistic answer to many of the questions I was seeking. Mm-hmm. And that's it. I became a convert since then and been fortunate to be on the path.
Right. So can you remember your first yoga session and what made you go for yoga?
Yes, I think I can clearly remember my first yoga session very well because I remember it was way back in 2010. I remember walking into this studio and I was in awe of all these amazing pictures of yoga masters in different poses. And then I had a great teacher who was, teaching. And I remember thinking that it would be impossible for me to get myself to do that. But I remember coming back after class with a certain sense of calm and quiet. I was feeling really nice. And I remember a lot of sensations of muscles in my body, which I never knew existed.
Right.
So that was probably one of my first, very strong, vivid memories of yoga. And I started actually, like I said before, I was initiated into the practice by my mother, started post-pregnancy to get strength, to get some, I was seeking something more than just what the gym could give me or any other form of exercise could give me. And I think yoga was really the answer because it connected very well. So yeah, that was how I got in.
So what is your favorite yoga style?
Okay, that's a, I don't know how to answer that question. Actually, I don't know if there's an answer, but I think yoga is yoga everywhere. It's the same. Just like way people teach it. Some people teach fast, some people teach it slow. These days, people have hot yoga. It's just different nomenclatures that everyone gives. But at the end of the day, I think it's all the same. But more than which favorite style, I would put it this way, that I think finding a good teacher is far more important, whichever style of yoga you try. Because if you have that teacher, that surely that will change your experience and your perspective of the practice. So, I would say that is more important than the style of yoga.
So you've done the Iyengar, you've learned at the Iyengar Yoga
Yes.
Institute
Yes.
in Bangkok.
Yes, in Thailand.
Right. So can you tell us a little bit about that? Why did you decide to do a yoga teachers training course?
Yeah. So I think a part of the reason was also given that we are travelers. We move every 3 to 4 years. We move countries. We're in one country for a few years, then we move on. So I felt like yoga was something with my own practice, the one thing that sort of grounds me. It's the one thing that I find constant wherever we move. And it's also helped us as a family to cope very well with any new environment. So I went seeking the Iyengar Institute because I practice the Iyengar style of yoga primarily in Bangkok. And the teachers training there is something which was an eye opener for me personally, because I think we learn how to we understand the poses, we understand the philosophy, we understand the benefits of what we're doing, how to connect. But another very important part that we learn as being a teacher is understanding what the student needs. So I think rather than just emphasizing that you are going to teach XYZ today in a class, it sort of sensitizes you to see what the language or the body language of the student is, to understand and teach accordingly. And I think that really is a very important part of being a good teacher. You have to understand that communication, because it's two-way. It's not that you're teaching, you're also receiving feedback, non-verbal feedback. So that is something which the Iyengar school specifically emphasizes a lot on, trains you very well. And I think that was a very, very important pull for me to really complete the course.
I think what you're saying is something that the other yoga teachers are also echoing, all about this connect with your students, such that you can customize the practice to your students' needs.
Yes.
And basically be able to correct them so that they can benefit the most from that practice.
Correct. Because, if you have a room full of students and you've planned to teach something and you realize that the energy is a little different, then as a teacher, you have to be sensitive to sort of change your practice to suit and lift the energy of the students. So I think most yoga teachers would probably subscribe to this school of thought, that the teaching methodology is very, very critical, which is why finding a good teacher is very important.
So has your practice changed? How you do the practice for yourself changed after the teacher's training?
Yes, definitely. Definitely, there are a lot of insights I got myself. I think yoga for everybody is their own personal journey, and that's what I personally love about this practice. It is making a better version of yourself every day, because you are not the same every day. The same asana that you do today will be very different 3 days later. So I think that is really the understanding that I have imbibed for myself personally. And like I said, it's helped me bring about a lot of balance. Also in managing a lot of the work-related stress, being a mom, managing a family. That is something which has really changed after doing the teacher's training. Wow. And of course, the discipline, Poonam. The discipline, which is, I think, the most important thing, practice, practice, practice.
Right.
That is the key, really. So
Rasika, how important is flexibility for practicing yoga? Because we see people when they are doing yoga, they're really flexible. So if one feels very inflexible, is it really important for to start a yoga practice?
Yeah. No, I think, yes. No, I think a lot of people ask this question even when they come to learn. They say, we are not flexible. Are you sure we can do? So I think it's unfortunate. And I would also say I was one of those who used to think that you have to be a certain age, have certain flexibility, a certain size to be able to do yoga, because you see a lot of the yogis, the pictures that you see of people doing complex poses, and you feel that you're in awe of that. Yeah. But for me, flexibility is a byproduct of the practice. I think whatever whatever state you're in, this is the right time to start on your path. The intelligence that you build when you do yoga is far more important. The flexibility, the losing weight, getting into certain shape, toning of muscles, all of that are like the little bonuses that come. They're the sweeteners.
Okay.
But the primary focus, I think, that people should really think about is building that intelligence so that the body talks to itself. Your hands are talking to your spine is talking to your legs, and that is how the connection happens. So it would be nice to really change people's perception that you don't need to be, of a certain flexibility to really attempt yoga. The flexibility will come if you regularly practice.
So in a sense, what you're saying is that yoga is also practicing mindfulness. It's all about listening to your body and being aware of it completely.
Yes, and of knowing your own limitations, how much you can do, and like I said, how better you are, how better you're getting. So that's really the key. We all have that perfect pose in mind and that perfect goal, but I think at some point we have to start. So I would tell everyone to start, never mind how you are.
So apart from this, is there any other advice you would give to yoga beginners?
Yes, I think given the current times, with what is happening around us, given that we are all at home, I would look at it as an opportunity. I think it's a fabulous opportunity for us to all start, because we are in the comfort of our home. So the first thing I would say is make yoga a part of your everyday life. You do try to find that 1 hour to practice for sure, but don't always wait for that perfect time. You can do little things, you can do simple stretches when you're in between calls. While you're sitting on a chair, you can do twistings, you can sit in certain positions. So try to incorporate it as a part of your life. That's a great way, in fact, to start yoga right now. Second, I would say, given that we are all blessed with technology, find a good teacher who can take you further in the practice. Very important. And it's good to have a little bit of discipline so that you can practice yoga. It's a good thing to incorporate. That's what I would say for anybody who wants to start.
Yeah, thanks, Rasika. Those are really good tips. And yes, despite whatever's happening around us, it is also giving us time, each one of us time to reset our priorities. And if fitness and well-being is one of them, then yoga is a great place to start. And
Absolutely.
Mindfulness, of course, as you said, to how to listen to your own body and how to bring some discipline as far as these things are concerned. And what you said earlier was also very inspiring, that, be it weight loss or be it flexibility or being, resolving of physical issues, these are all side benefits of the yoga practice.
Yes.
So you are also open for online classes in here in Indonesia. Do you teach online or do you have a studio?
Yes. I don't have a studio. I practice, with at a studio here, but I teach online because right now I think everybody is practicing from home. So yes, I do take online classes. It's exciting. It's something different for everyone, but yeah, it's great that technology can bring everything together. So
yes, it's awesome. And just to everybody, I'd also like to announce that we are doing a yoga challenge with Rasika as our guide and mentor. And Rasika will be taking us through the 7 days of a yoga challenge. And we will start from Sunday and we'll do it for 7 days till Saturday. And then the 21st is the International Day of Yoga. So we would be all set and ready over the week, thinking in a yoga perspective and learning a little bit of yoga with Rasika. And Rasika will be sharing her 7 different poses, how to do them, a little something about the different poses, their benefits. And at the end of the day, we will pick a winner and we will give them a yoga mat from Indo-Indians.
Wow, nice. Sounds exciting. Yeah.
So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rasika. Thank you for
Thank
your
you so much.
yoga challenge. And we should be up and announcing the first yoga pose on Sunday at 8:30 a.m. So keep tuned.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rasika.
Bye,
It's
Poonam.
lovely to talk to you.
See you. Namaste. Bye.
Namaste.